Okay.
Hey,
hey, listen, we're just thrilled that you're sharing this with us, and thank you for all your hard work and your dedication putting this together. And you didn't bring it to us until you had a track record with it, because I don't like to do things that don't have a track record, and I appreciate that.
Yes, and team, I want you to know this. Patrick Shaw is, well, first of all, for those of you who don't know him, he's $250,000 ring earner, Platinum World member. I mean, he is going to, where are you going this month, or is it next month?
Going to Rome.
Rome. Gosh, I wish I was going. And then next year it's the Olympics, and hopefully we'll be with you on that. But I just want you to know that Patrick has been working on this for years, literally, and version 2, when he came out with it over a couple months ago, it knocks the socks off of anything I've ever seen. And Patrick he's not going around deliberately sharing this with everybody. We are very, very fortunate that we get in on this at the beginning. So thank you very much, Patrick.
We see the slides up now. Can you make the screen bigger? All right, Patrick, you're on, brother.
The only thing I'm concerned about is my volume. And how is that, Frank? Still quiet?
Right there is perfect. Whatever you just did is great.
That's great.
Okay. All right, so you can hear me loud and clear now.
Absolutely, brother.
Okay, we got a lot of ground to cover in a short amount of time. I can tell you that.
We're flexible. You go right ahead.
You do what.
We're recording this.
We know the value of this, Patrick.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
and not that all that stuff matters, but I could not get out of my own platform, and the guys really helped me at Start Meeting, thank God, because, I never figured it out on my own. So guys, listen, I won't go through a bunch of the history. I'm just going to get right to it and tell you that ultimately what this is about is helping you build a larger organization to get to ED, to get to Platinum. And this has been a 5-year commitment of all kind of different things. And we had a platform that was rocking. I never should have moved away from it. But the company loved it so much, they said, hey, consult us. They came up with the Succeed CRM. Obviously, it wasn't put together the way it was supposed to. And then we went back to the drawing board and said, okay, you know what? The second time around, we're going to build this thing, and you will not believe what you see tonight. But it is the single most powerful tool. It's accessing all the other tools, right? But let's get into it, right? How are we going to get, personally, I have a goal. It's to build the largest organization in Legal Shield history. That's my personal goal, and I know to do it, we need to leverage technology. Things are changing today, and we've got to take advantage of some of these changes. You can't sit around, the old definition of do the same thing over and over and expect a different result will not matter. So the goal is to get to 14 million members. The goal is for you to increase your prospecting. The way we're going to do it is by creating a natural and comfortable way for everybody to prospect, to remove as much of the fear as you can in the average associate, to exponentially increase your organizational recruiting, not just your own recruiting, but what happens in your organization matters, whether that's 2 people or 2,000 people. And you want to be able to succeed in multiple divisions without being the expert in all those divisions. That's really a goal. So I will tell you quickly, if you want to download this on your smartphone while we're on the call, just go to Start Meeting. Just go to your app store, Apple or iPhone, and just type in Rapid Funnel. Just search for Rapid Funnel. When you find it, download the app, and then once you download the app, it will ask for a group code. The group code is GWP Connect. The rest of it is self-explanatory. It's that simple, right? Go to the App Store, type in Rapid Funnel. The group code is GWP Connect. Okay, so what are we going to do, and what are some of these dynamics that are changing today? Well, high tech and high touch more than ever before are converging. They've been saying that for 10. Yep.
Can you go to full screen on that PowerPoint?
The only downside, I know we'd like that, but the only downside is I'm using 2 screens, Teresa, so it pops over on my first screen. I'd rather do it this way. You can see it all right, huh? Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
There's a reason for that. Sorry.
Okay, no
problem. The high tech and high touch are converging, and they've been saying that for a decade. But look, technology needs to become so simple. Like downloading an app, I can download an app. Everybody can do that. They need no technical skills. And you will discover tonight it is as simple as putting in RapidFunnel, downloading an app, putting in a group code, and following a few steps, and bam, you have full access to the system, okay? So one of the challenges of permission-based marketing is exploding. What is that? That is, people do not want to be high pressure and hard closed. And historically, networking marketing has leaned a little bit on that, even though it shouldn't. Well, more than ever, people, they want to have the information. Give them a chance to make a good decision. Let them watch a tool, watch a video, come to lunch, whatever it may be, and in a low-pressure environment, let them make a decision. Get them some information. More paths and divisions in Legal Shield leads to people being confused. And these paths are wonderful for us, but there's so many, we leave the new associates sometimes confused. We need to simplify it. Network marketing, the fundamentals have always been the same. It's a lot of people doing a little bit. The question is, how can we get a lot of people doing a little bit consistently over time in really leveraging technology? So I want to mention to you, because I think this is really relevant. Stephen Covey says there are 4 disciplines of execution. You should write these down. You should think about them every day in every aspect of your life, whether it's spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, I don't care what it is. You focus on the 4 disciplines of execution. Stephen Covey was a world-class business leader. Number 1, you focus on what is wildly important. To the company, it's getting to 14 million members by 2020. That is their wildly important goal. What is your wildly important goal? Is it senior director, ED, platinum? You need to know what it is. Number 2 is you got to act on the lead measure. And why am I going through this? This isn't just a training. This is how are you going to use this platform this evening to act on these things. So act on the lead measure. Well, that is exposures and recruiting follow-up. Those are our lead measures, right? You can tell what membership production is going to be by recruiting. And you can tell what recruiting is going to be by exposures and follow-up. It's as simple as that. Nick Service says you're either not talking to enough people or you're not saying the right thing. Number 3 is you keep a compelling scorecard. What does that mean? You've got to track your progress. You have to inspect what you expect. What are some better ways? And I know in the past we talked about tracking sheets. Put a number in a box. But the fact is, when people get me a tracking sheet, I'd get 20 sheets and I'm trying to figure it out. And I wouldn't be bagging on that right now if there wasn't something that was 100 times better. And you'll see that this evening. And then last but not least is create a cadence of accountability. How do you have fun but hold your team accountable to the lead measure, right? To exposures and follow-up. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Here's a few things to be aware of. The digital migration's unbelievable. 90% of Americans have a cell phone. Go into a weekly briefing with 100 people or 50 people and say, listen, how many people here have a smartphone? Folks, in Legal Shield, that's 95% of the room, 98% of the room. You ask them, how many of you brought your phone with you, left your phone at home tonight? Nobody, not a peep, not a mouse in the church. I mean, everybody remembers their phone, right? 58%, it's almost 60%, over 60% now. Excuse me, forget the smartphone thing. That's 98% in Legal Shield. 95 to 98% of text messages are read within 5 minutes. This texting thing works, but we got to really leverage it. And 60% now of videos are watched on mobile devices. Well, what does this have to do with us? It has to do with this new platform. One powerful tool that is the hub of your exposure and recruiting activity. Funny kind of slide, right? It's a world made up of people. The hub of their life is that it's a habit. It's built in. It's natural. They're used to it. If you collect somebody's information on a smartphone, it's normal, right? Technology changes behaviors. When we had a corded phone that was plugged in, that was, you were tied to it. When there was a recorder, caller ID came, people started checking things. Today, people aren't even checking. They're not picking up their phones sometimes unless they really want to talk to you, and text is more effective. So let's talk, and I'm going to dive right in here to 10 simple strategies, okay, that will work for you. But I will, for those people that are new, I'm going to pull up a screen real quick, and this is this screen is of my smartphone, okay? I want to show it to you. When you download the app, the app is going to be right there on your phone. It's that little green. That's what you're looking for. So if I tap the Rapid Funnel app on my phone, this is what's going to pop up, all right? And you will see in the top right-hand corner, there's a place for me. When I bump into somebody, I can add a prospect right there on the phone. So I put that person's name and information in, and then I hit the continue button. And when I hit the continue button, I'm going to be given an option for the individual to pick which, I'm going to be given an option for which campaign I want to put this individual into. Now, what is a campaign? It's a series of emails. But when these emails come to your prospect, they're personal. They come directly from you, and they're not long copy. So they're very, very short. They would say like, hey, Teresa, this is Patrick. Here's the information I wanted to get you. Just click on the link. Hey, Teresa, here's a great overview of how our compensation structure works and how so many people are creating financial freedom on a part-time basis. Thought you might find interesting, right? Simple as they're very, very simple. And you can read them all, and I'll tell you how to do that later. But you put somebody in a campaign. When you put that person in a campaign, they automatically go into your contacts. You see this? Bam, you click on contacts, and here are all the contacts. I had a gentleman that comes over the house and he washes our cars. His name was William Owens down there. If I click on William, there's William's information. I put him in the opportunity campaign. There's his name, there's his phone number, etc. Now, if I want to follow up with William, all I have to do is maybe I want to send him a quick email. Well, I can tap on this little icon right here and send him a text message, or I can tap on this icon and send him an email. But here's what's really cool. There are resources in your phone, and you can see there are 81 resources. Now, I'm going to tell you primarily about a free platform this evening. It doesn't cost anybody anything. The difference between what I'm showing you is and the free platform, the only difference is there are 2 campaigns in the free platform, and there are 5 resources. We do have to pay for this whole platform, which there has been a small fortune spent on this. 3 full-time IT people that work on it on a regular basis every day, or the third one's coming on the 18th here. So you don't have to worry about development or support or any of that. It's rolling. We're crushing it, and I'll share some numbers in a minute. But let me show you resources. If you tap on this resource button on your phone, you will see there are all these different categories. Now, I might want to send somebody the Chris Hughes training audios. If you haven't heard them, they're incredible. Or maybe I'm in the group arena and I want to send them group information. Now, I don't work much in groups, so I didn't push many of those to my app. Touch on that later. But how about opportunity? What if I want to send somebody the Great Work Plan audio? How about the Jeff Bell intro to Legal Shield? How about the Perfect Storm? What would I do? I would tap on the Perfect Storm. I would go over to text. I would send to my friend Teresa because I wanted her to listen to this information, and I hit send. And within about 2 seconds, Teresa's going to get that text from me, and it's got the link right there on her phone. It'll look just like this. And she's in her car, she's driving down the road. I don't need to hand her a CD, and there's nothing wrong with handing her a CD, but I don't need to hand her a CD. She's going to tap that link, and right on her telephone, the audio is going to pop up.
Can't find full-time jobs. The economy has changed dramatically.
I just played it just like that, so you guys can see real time how you can send tools to people, and by simply pulling out your phone and sending that tool, right? Now, so there's 2 different features, right? One is campaigns and one is resources. Your goal is to get them in a campaign because the campaign would drip on them for years. There can only be 1 email in the entire system. That means when you bump into somebody, it might be a year down the road when they actually lose their job and they decide they want to reach out to you. And you've been touching base with them for 2 years maybe. You're sending them personal emails. These emails come from you to them directly. It feels very personal because they're not long copy. It doesn't feel like an autoresponder. They're written personal. They don't have logos and marketing and all that. It's from your email to theirs. If they hit reply, it goes directly to you. If they click on a link, and every email inside of every campaign has a link, and that link will be to a resource, right? And they might watch a different video or a PDF, or they might watch Darnell Self. And here's a really cool feature, is when they click on that video and they watch that video is going to pop up inside of a page that looks like this, except your name will be there. Okay? It'll say, you know, Teresa Aucoin welcomes you. They can email you right here. They can write you a note or send you information. Or they could just reply to the email that you sent and said, hey, I'm interested. And they're watching it right there. Now, what happens if they click on this Start Now, Learn More link? They're watching the video. They go, wow, this is really incredible. What happens if they click on that link? Well, what's going to happen is it's going to go to your hub site. So they could buy the membership right there without you even around. Now, look, we know follow-up is the key, and I'll get to that. But I want you to understand this is an automated way for you to follow up with a massive number of people. Now, should I stop for a second? People can type in the chat window, Teresa. I don't know if you guys have any comments. I'm going through a lot of information very fast, and there's a lot more to share. So I just want to be respectful of your time. I don't want to go too long here. There's a ton more to go through, but does that make sense?
Yeah, you go ahead, Patrick. You're doing great.
Yeah,
if somebody wants to comment, they'll type something in.
Okay.
I do see a couple questions here. Let's see. Good to sound settings, recording devices, and boost mic. This says, thank you, I missed the 4 disciplines of what? That'll be on the
replay,
and we'll go back to that, so we don't need to repeat that now. But we'll have it available for you.
Okay.
We're good to go. Listen,
Let's go,
I don't want you to leave out anything. I want our team to know every bit of the information they need to know about this.
Okay. All right. So listen, people have been begging using the system. I mean, obviously, I'm driving this through my organization, and the stories have been extraordinary, both anecdotal and just the numbers, folks. I mean, we launched just before August. In the month of August, we sent 19,000 emails. Now, every email has a resource. Every email is going to a person who is has the opportunity to view this information. That was in August, 19,000. In September, we sent 70,000 emails. In October, we're going to be closer to 120,000 emails. So, guys, I am telling you that when you start talking about those kind of numbers, so let me talk to you about 10 keys to building a large organization. And I kind of break the business into 2 sections. One is, look, we have to lead by example. You've got to do the activities. You've got to personally recruit. You've got to personally be on Performance Club. But then in the second phase of your business, it's about leadership and duplication. And systems can help with this. So what do we mean by duplication? Well, you all know what that means, so I don't need to go into a training there. But if you can make our job is to help people create habits of prospecting. And the easier the habit is to change, the easier it is to drive it. So a phone is with people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? That's something simple you can get somebody to do. So in the game plan interview, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to pull my screen back over. I've got to show you something. This is, if I scroll down here to training resources, and I click on training resources, and then I scroll down here to the game plan interview, okay, and I click on the game plan interview. By the way, I should have shown you this. Let's say I'm not going to text it or email it to somebody. I just want to view it or show it to somebody while I'm sitting in a game plan, or I need to review some information. I just click the red icon to the right, and this is true of videos or anything else. So you could play a video right in a sit down, give your have somebody take their earplugs and plug it into your phone, and they could watch a presentation at Starbucks. In this case, I want you to see the game plan interview. So we click on the red icon, and this is the game plan interview. It's going to pull up on my phone. Let's see, it's right there, download complete. Okay, there's the game plan interview, all right? So you'll see in this game plan interview, we got a little delay on the computer. Come on, be nice to me. We've already had enough glitches tonight. Well, until it pulls up, the game plan interview, and right now, look, Frank and Teresa will have a personalized version of this soon. But right now, the company doesn't have a game plan interview. Here's what I'm going to suggest to you. Every single person that you sit down with and you do a game plan, we all know, this is nothing new here. Step one is know your why. Remember, I'm talking about duplication of these 10 bullet points, duplication. You sit down with every person and you make sure that you know that the person, you talk about their why. What is step two in the process? Step two in the process is you download the app. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do something very quickly. I want to show you how fast this works. I'm going to go, because this isn't the best way to view it. I'm going to go and I'm going to send it to myself very quickly. Now, can you imagine you're about to do a game plan with somebody? You want them to have a game plan, so you send them an email. I just sent myself the email. Here's my inbox. Okay. And did I send it to myself? Quickly, Patrick, yes, send. Okay. So I sent it to myself. And, well, I'll go back to it until the meantime. I don't know what just happened. That it's taken a second. Okay. So, I'm going to go back to that view just for a second. So, I go back. I love. There we go. Okay, I will show it there for a second. All right, so when I do that game plan interview, the second step in the game plan is I have them download the app. Now, why do I have them download the app as the second step in the process, okay? I have them download the app because it's something everybody can do. All right, we have it. It sent it to me, so there it is. So here's what it would look like. I have them download the app, and you guys need to help every brand new person do this in the game plan. It's a free app, right? It doesn't cost them anything. It takes 2 minutes, and you have them download the app. Now, one of the reasons you're going to do this is you will notice when you downloaded the app, it asks you who the training partner is. This is a very important concept. Listen closely. When you do a game plan, I do a game plan. I enrolled Teresa. She's brand new in my business. It asks, when I help her in the game plan, download the app, it asks who the training partner is. I put in my email address. Now, what happens is when Teresa puts in her first 30 prospects into the app, into a campaign, and one of those prospects clicks on a link to watch a video, I get notified that they watched the information. What does that look like exactly? Okay? I'm going to show you. What it looks like is if I got too many screens going at the same time. Now, what it looks like is I will receive an email and it will tell me, hey, Teresa just viewed this information, or Teresa's prospect just viewed this information. You should call her. So let me show you. There's my screen again. If I type in training partner, these are all emails I get from people, and I get them every day. You can see the dates on them, right? I'm getting them every day from people on my team where I've been put in as the training partner. Here's an example. Your training partner, Agnes. Now, this is one of the recruits on my team. She had this prospect click on this link in this campaign. here is Claudia's email, here's her phone number, right? And here's Agnes's phone number. So I can call Agnes and say, hey, Agnes, have you followed up with Claudia? And guys, very soon it will tell you not only that Claudia, Agnes's prospect, viewed the information, but it will tell you how many minutes of the video Claudia reviewed. Now, I'm going through a lot of information, but I tell you, if you're gathering this, so you know what I do a lot of times? Here, this is Agnes. She's gone to work. I just go and I hit forward, and I put in Agnes, and I'm going to send Agnes an email, and I'm going to say, Agnes, awesome job. Now, how does that make Agnes feel? And I'm telling you, folks, I've done this, and the associate runs out and puts in 3 more prospects in the system right away. Now, how long did that take me? I mean, I did it in the middle of a training call. It's so fast and so effective. So I'll close on this one piece and just tell you this game plan interview is relevant. And how you get every single person started in the business, it really does matter. So when you go and you get somebody started properly and you have them download the app and you put yourself in as the training partner, that is really going to have an impact. And remember, that's the second step in the process. Why do we make it step number 2? Is because step number 3 is I want to get the list. And we've all had people that are scared to death to give us a list. Why? Because they wrongfully think we're going to high pressure and hard close their friends, family, and neighbor. We're going to book them to a private business reception or whatever. Now, we do need to do those things. That doesn't change. But the first thing I'm trying to do is get a list. You know, I fell in love with my wife when I met her, but I didn't say on the first date, hey, you know, I think I want to marry you. It's a little much, a little fast. It's the same in the game plan interview. You're still in the exposure process. Just because they filled out an app and spent $249, your job is to take away the fear. Download an app, say, hey, listen, we're going to do something so simple, and then you go to the script. And you will see there's a couple scripts in here. Don't have time to go through it tonight, but I'm telling you, if you read these scripts, you will be shocked about how simple it is for your brand new prospect to put 20 or 30 names into the system. It's amazing how simple that process is. Just read the script. Read that first line, right? I'll read you the first line. Hey, Teresa, this is Patrick. How are you? Great. Glad I caught you. You know, do you have a minute? I just wanted to reach out quickly and let you know I started working with a new company. I'm really excited about it. I wanted to send you a little bit of information. I realize it may not be a fit, but wanted you to know what I was doing. The company's got a terrific service, and if nothing else, you might be able to help me with some referrals. If I sent you an email with a 10-minute video, would you look it over? Right? That is simple. They could text somebody. They could call them and leave them a message and say, listen, I'm going to send you a 10-minute video. Would you do me a big favor and just take a minute to watch it and accept my email? And literally, in the game plan interview, you can take this list and you can have them put 20 people into the system. Now, what is this going to mean to you? Let me jump ahead and show you some numbers. If you had 930 people in this system, okay, there's 2 ways to do that, by the way. You could talk to 30 people a day for 31 days. Now, I can promise you there are very few people in the history of Legal Shield that are going to get through 30 new prospects every day for 31 days. But here's something you could do very easy. You could get 9 business partners to do something as simple as download an app, and you could each talk to 3 people a day. In 31 days, you'd have 930 prospects. Now, here's a crazier number. If you and that 9 people, you did that for 12 months, and only 50% of the people opted in, they accepted the email and say, yeah, I want you to send me more information. At the end of a single year, you'd have 5,580 prospects in the system. If they were average 10 emails in the year, that's 60,000 emails that would be sent out on your behalf in your organization. Folks, I'm telling you, it's a complete game changer. And we're seeing the results of it. We're seeing people that are receiving these emails, and this is what they're typing in the box. They're watching the video. Remember this box? They watch the video, and then they put their information in over here on the side. Well, this is the kind of information. This was 1 week's of information. Like we took the best responses in a 1 week period of time, and we just took a few of them. Is this available in Minnesota? Are there additional fees for talking to attorneys? How long's the commitment? Monthly, yearly? Thanks, George. At least we would be very interested in wills for our family. It's been on our list for a while, but we've always been intimidated. Do you understand how often do you prospect somebody and they're just busy? I mean, God forbid they're going through a flood like the Aucoins are right now. Right? They probably both have buckets in their hands. I'm kidding. Or big sump pumps, I think Teresa told me, right? Life gets in the way. Things happen. But we are sensitive as a whole in network marketing. We think, well, they're not interested. I don't want to chase them. Let the system help you. And when the time is right, they'll start sending emails like this. Met you at the Big Town Gun Show. Interested in becoming a sales rep? Please call. We've had people that are listening to the first video or audio or whatever and saying, hey, I'm not interested, but thanks. 3 days later, they're emailing back and going, hey, I changed my mind. I just watched that video. It looks interesting. Now, how often do we follow up with people and say, hey, I'm not interested? And 3 days later, they are interested because a really well-crafted, simple, short email went to them, and bam, they're interested. Watch the video. What's next? Look, I could go on and on here. I'm gonna stop with the testimonies there, but if you're watching the screen, you can see all of these, and I apologize if you're not on the video portion, but it will be available, the full video and audio on the replay, okay? So let me jump back to this list so we can head towards wrapping up here. Duplication's the key. The game plan interview is important. The platform is free. You don't need to, there's a $10 version on the premium version. You don't need to push that. People will buy that, and it'll help support the platform on their own. We don't need to be the driver, okay? That will happen. When they start using it and they're getting results and they see they can get 80 more resources, it'll start working. Let's talk about texting for a second. We know it works. I don't need to train you guys on that either. You've been at too many events where you've sent some text and it unequivocally works. What you've got to do is teach it in your organization. How can you teach it? Well, let me give you an example. When I'm on a three-way call, almost every single time I get on a three-way, I'm telling the prospect, especially when they're concerned about time, can I do it? Will it fit into my life? I will sit on the three-way call because I'm teaching also. The purpose of a three-way is to teach also the person I'm on the call with and show them that we need to sell the prospect on the fact that our system is simple. So I'll click on resources, and if the person says, hey, look, I'm concerned about having the time to do this, I'll go, you wouldn't believe how simple our system is. As a matter of fact, I go down to training resources. I click on training resources. I send them a 7-minute overview of how the app works. It's screenshots in talking 7 minutes of how simple it is to prospect and build a business. So I'll send that to them. If they want to understand the comp plan better, maybe they've had some experience in network marketing, I go to opportunity. I go down to the $39.90 comp plan PDF, and I go to the Get Paid Daily with Darnell Self. I go to the comp plan explanation with Darnell Self, and then I turn around. Maybe I want to email it to them. I said, hey, would text or email be better? And then I go in there, and there's Teresa Aucoin, and I hit send. And she's going to receive the PDF and the video explaining the comp plan. Can you see on the fly how easy this is? And you've got to be teaching this stuff in your organization. It's not enough for you to take this and go, wow, this is awesome, I'm going to use it. Teach it by doing three-way calls. Use resources for training purposes. If you have somebody who's struggling and they just don't understand it's a numbers game, go down and send them Nick Serba's Success 321, because he talks about the numbers, okay? If they're struggling with their belief, go send them my audio series on Believe and Achieve, right? All the platinums are there, soon to have the coins on there, and they're going to be on that trip in Rio, I assure you. And tonight will have an impact. If you guys will buy in, I'm about to show you a couple things, and if you thought all this was good, it's going to blow your mind, okay? But anyway, teach it through your organization. For follow-up purposes, let me show you one more thing. For follow-up, when you have it down 5 minutes and you're sitting somewhere, why not just go to your contacts, look down your contacts. Here's Austin Walker. He was an Uber driver in Orlando. And then you scroll down and you hit Send a Resource. And what do? I send him a resource, and I say, hey, did you get a chance to have you received my email? And I wanted to send you one more thing I thought you might find interesting, right? These are all things that you guys can do. What is the lead measure? We talked about that with Stephen Covey. It's number 2. What's the lead measure, right? It's exposures in recruiting. I won't say any more there. Number 4, the law of large numbers. We talked about that already. I showed you the law of large numbers. What if you could get 5,000 or 6,000 people? Now, how are you going to do that? That's the key. You're going to do the things we're talking about tonight. And here's one of the most important ways that you are going to make sure your organization stays accountable to the lead measure, which is exposures. And I hope you're gathering how all of this starts working together. It's fluid. It's simple. So how do we keep a compelling scorecard? How about the Harlan C. Stonecipher Challenge? This morning on our leadership call, it's just a smaller kind of core 30 call I have with a group. I got 15 leaders to commit to the Harlan Stonecipher Challenge, 180 people. Now that's 1,950 new contacts that get put in the system. And I need you to understand something. These are not contacts that are put in the system. They're contacts that have literally clicked on a link and said, yes, continue. I want you to send me information. They got the first email, and the first email says, hey, Teresa, here's the information I wanted to send you. Click on the link below, and I'll get you the video. That's called double opt-in. It makes sure that we have a clean list. It's very important that you understand this is a warm market tool. This is not for you to try to download an Excel spreadsheet and spam people. It won't work that way, and we don't give you a way to do that. You have to meet them, send them a text, have a conversation, make a phone call. It's what network marketing is all about. It's a warm exposure. It's a relationship business. So you put them in as a contact, but when they opt in, they will show up in this rewards link. Now let me show you this rewards button. If I click that rewards button right now on my phone, and I will tell you, I am one of those 15 people this morning that committed. So you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, I only have 2 prospects that have clicked on a link this month. It's already, what is it, the 7th? I am behind. But let me tell you something. I have to catch up. I've committed to my team that I'm going to have 180 this month. It makes me nervous too, but I got to go get it done. I don't have a choice. And my biggest problem is time. It's not I'm comfortable exposing. It's having the time to do it. I mean, this evening I missed my own team call, which tells you how much I love the coins to be on this call. But listen, let me show you the coolest contest. Harlan Steve Stonecipher. All I did is scroll one screen to the right. I just moved my finger right, and this is what comes up. It's the Stonecipher Challenge. I have 178 days to go, 178 prospects to go, and I have 85 days left. Now, here's the power of what I'm showing you right now from a leadership perspective, guys, is this is keeping a compelling scorecard. You go to business briefings, and you show up, and you ask people, hey, what's your number look like? How are you doing? I just got a text message from one of the guys. He sent me a text message just a little bit ago tonight, and let me see if I can find. Yep, here it is. This is a text message I just got. John said, hey, Patrick, I'm averaging 2 opt-ins a day. My goal is 2.5, so I'm a little behind. I will do it. I'm rocking. This is kind of one of their team fun things, Rock the Funnel. They were having some fun. They're part of Rocco Cilio's team. Let me show you something else incredible. We have some people have a little text platform called GroupMe. This part doesn't matter, but I want you to see what's happening on the GroupMe app. They are taking screenshots of their phone, and they're all competing with each other. So you can see where their numbers are. That's the Rocktober. There's Rocktober. This is all from last month. Oh, there's the Stone Cipher Challenge. This guy's at 3%. He's already entered 7 people into the system. Here's somebody that Rocktober. You start to get an idea. Last month it was 10 prospects, and we had people on the team that went out and they did 39 prospects, 390%. The goal was 10. They'd be at 100% with 10. They crushed it. They did 390, 370, 330, 260, 240. You start to see some of these numbers. They're just crazy. There's somebody in here that was over 1,000%, which means they had 100. As a matter of fact, you know what Rocco did? He said, look, I'm going to build a frontline organization, and then I'm going to move that organization onto the team that has the most exposures. This individual went out, didn't tell anybody, and had 108 people that opted in, and she did this in less than 2 weeks. So what are we talking about? We're talking about a cadence of accountability, right? You start holding them accountable, not just to raising their hand and saying, okay, I'll do it. But now you're holding them accountable every week. You're doing recognition around them putting the numbers in. Okay, look, we have gone long enough. I just start feeling bad, Teresa. We're 17 minutes after, but I think everybody's got enough of an idea. And look, I could go on. I'll get on the call again. You guys know how this platform works now. It was all my fault. Teresa had everything set up perfectly for you. And I could not get out of my own control panel. I had to unload the entire program to join and be the moderator. So my apologies, but your leadership did a great job. But Teresa, any questions? I can mention a couple other things, but I can answer any questions. But I think we've covered enough territory, tonight to help people get started.
I have a question. Does everybody know how to get this? Patrick, did you think you explained it enough? Everybody knows how to download this.
I'm not sure. Let me pop back to that screen. You go to your app store, okay? And there are 2 ways to do this. Go to gwpconnect.com, okay? And I'll show you this right now. If I go to GWP, and I'd ask you to do this. Look, there's a Rapid Funnel website, but don't go there. It'll just confuse people. This is the GWP Connect platform.
Well, they can do it right with you. Let's just let them do it right with you if they want to do it right now.
Okay. So you can go to the website, GWP Connect, and you can click on the button that says Get Started Now. Click on the free platform, which if you're saying, I think I want the premium, that's fine too. You can do it right from the app. So just log on and get the free platform to start with, okay? And then follow the steps. If I click on free platform, it's going to ask for information. Put in your e-service, tells you what it is, exactly. If I scroll over, it tells you exactly how to put it in and what it is. Your training partner, that may be anybody you want. You can change the training partner at any time, but this is why it's important for you to get your email in with your new recruits so you can see what activity they're doing, you can recognize them, etc. The other way for you to do this is simply go to the App Store. On your phone, type in Rapid Funnel in the App Store, either iPhone or Android, RAPIDFUNNEL, and then download the app, and then click on the blue icon that says Create an Account. Okay? That blue icon, click on it, and it'll give you this box that says Group Code, and the group code is GWP Connect. Once you put that in and you hit go, a page like this will pull up. I will tell you, make sure you pay attention to the red. If you capitalize your e-service name, well, e-service can't be capitalized, and a red box will pop up. But a lot of people see the red box and they think, well, I'm not putting in my password right. They need to pay attention to what it's saying, but it's self-explanatory. You'll find it incredibly simple. If you have any problem, just go to gwpconnect.com, the website, click on Login, make sure you're in version 2.0, click on version 2.0, and you can email support, okay? And support can help you with any questions that you may have. They do a very good job at support, making sure you can get all your questions answered, okay? See contact support right at the bottom of GWP Connect. Contact support, put in your name, email, site name, tell them any issue that you're having. But look, we've got thousands and thousands of people that are flat out rocking it. So, you know, you don't need to worry too much about that, but just in case. Okay, Frank, what else? That should do it there.
I think that's the main thing. The main thing is that everybody gets started. You got to pull it down before you can get started, and then they can start adding names.
Frank,
that is the game plan. That is the action plan.
And I will tell people,
I love, Patrick, I love your numbers. I mean, you went from, what, 70,000 or whatever it was?
19 to 70.
19 to 70, and you think 100. You have 100,000. You have 30,000 people look at something. You're going to grow your organization. There's no doubt about that.
Frank, we have...
This is exciting. I know a lot of people are not going to sleep tonight. So, Patrick, I know we've kept you a long time, and thank you so much for stepping away from your team call and putting somebody else in charge of that so that you could be with us tonight, and we do really, really, really appreciate it. And we'll get going on it. We'll have some experiences with it, and
we'll keep you posted, Patrick. Let you know how successful this is.
Frank, I know it will be. Today, to give you an example, Frank, there were 1,092 new contacts. These aren't just emails. These are individual contacts, 1,092 put in the system today.
That's absolutely fabulous.
Got a good question. Is there a limit to how many you can put in on the free version? Or
there's no limit. You can load as many as you want, right? And guys, look, the next phase is, first get excited, start filling the pipeline, and then what you guys will start training on is, how to follow up properly. But the first things first is, and I will tell you one other thing, Frank. It has been unbelievable to me. We always tell people, look, put a number in a box. But that is hard to measure because a lot of people tell you they're doing a lot of activity, and they mean it. They really believe it. But all of a sudden, when I can go to a screen on my phone and I can see exactly how many prospects they put in lifetime, last month, this month, and this month I can see you put in 27 and 23 opted in. We just had a brand new guy, 27, 23 opted in, marketed a small business plan, opened a group, recruited 3 new people, right? I had somebody else who has been telling me for years they want to change their life. They really do, and they cry on my shoulder, and they want it so bad, and they're working so hard. And I'm at the meeting the other night, and this guy with 27 getting these results is showing me his app, and I'm showing everybody. And I go to this individual, and I said, hey, where are you? And they start telling me how hard they're working. And I said, look, just show me the app. You're using it, right? And she's like, yeah, I'm using it. And, but a lot of people aren't getting the emails. I'm like, really? That seems odd. Let me see it. 2 contacts lifetime.
Wow.
One of them was her own email address. Folks, it's a number in a box. And I have bought into that story of this individual for years. I really believed they were working, and I couldn't figure out why they weren't getting the results. And you know what? There's nowhere to hide. You almost have to be careful where you don't call people out, right? But this makes it so crystal clear. You're going to want to do that. You're going to want to go, come on, dude, are you kidding me? Because now it's a number in a box. I can see it, and if you do the activity, you will get the result. So, Frank, it's been a pleasure being on. Teresa, I love you guys. Listen, we'll do a better job next time, but I think everybody still got the point. And so,
did wonderful.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. You're just kind to even be here and get away from your call.
And thanks for developing this. This is unbelievable. It is powerful, and I just can't wait to get rocking with it.
I got a lot of my team. I got a lot of my team that's like, dude, don't tell anybody else. Just give it a little while. So.
I know. I understand that. So
you got a secret weapon. You got a secret weapon. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Good night. Love y'all. I'll drop off.
You got it.
All
Well,
right.
he was very kind to do that. Huh?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
All right, everybody. We know it's late. Let's go to the other screen so we can see what's left on here.
All righty.
I want to see who's still with us. And thank y'all so much for your patience. There is a replay on this, Teresa.
We'll figure that out so we don't replay the entire thing.
Yeah, please. We won't do that first half.
Yeah. So, but we appreciate you all being on, and I see most of you are still on the call.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you so
amazing.
much.
Y'all stayed on.
Yeah. So that's it.
The payoff on this is really big, though. You can bring somebody on and get them started that day. I mean, you can download the app for them and show them how to do it, show them how to put it in there, and get it working right away.
Yes, absolutely.
And then you've got the list notification when somebody goes on there, so you know also, and then you can follow up on them.
Absolutely, y'all. Let's get going on it. I want to hear your stories. Give us some feedback on all of that, and can't wait to hear back from you.
And listen, if you're confused on it, so are we. I mean, I didn't get it all, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot, but
it's a lot.
I'm a little familiar with it because I downloaded it and I've been entering people.
Okay,
so.
all right.
Yeah, and so you can text with it and send those resources out, and you can put people in email campaigns. Those are the main two things we want to be aware of.
And just take your time. Don't get frustrated. There's a learning curve in everything that we do, and this is going to take a little learning curve, but I'll tell you what, those numbers were staggering.
Yeah, they were. They were. I'm excited. I want all of you to be executive director and beyond. I know I've talked to several of the executives. I know they're on the road to platinum, and it is going to be awesome to have dozens of people in our organization at the platinum level.
This is going to hit a whole new generation of people.
It is, yes.
That they really don't answer the phone a lot, or they don't want to do this or that. This is a little more calm.
Yes.
It's good. Okay, everybody, this is Frank and Teresa and the entire leadership team with Performance, saying thanks everybody for being on. Thanks for your patience. And this is number 887 calls that we've done, and this may have been one of the best and most productive we've done.
I think it will be.
And time will tell us. So thank y'all very much. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.